Hello! Thanks for your interest in the cybersecurity awareness training video. You will learn some very valuable information that could save you from being a victim. In this lesson, I will teach you all about spear phishing. Now that sounds like something you would need your diving gear for, but that's a different lesson. Spear phishing is an advanced form of phishing. In this type of attack, cybercriminals will try to steal your credentials, more often than not for their financial benefit. They'll use sophisticated methods, such as using your first and last name, or a trick called domain spoofing, where the criminal will use a company's domain to impersonate the company or one of its employees. They could also add SSL certificates to the landing pages to make it look secure and fool you. Or they could redirect a URL, take you to their site, and grab your information there. Compared to what you learned about deceptive phishing, spear phishing will be more difficult to spot. Spelling and grammar is much more accurate and there will be fewer mistakes. With this type of attack, cybercriminals target individual users or specific groups rather than thousands of random victims. They will send you emails with false domain names which appear legitimate, or set up websites with slightly altered characters that read as correct. Look at this example. Cybercriminals will find you using social media platforms. Then they will learn the companies and services that you actually use, and carefully create a personalized attack that could easily fool you and potentially make you a victim. Do you want to see how this works? Well, then sit back and watch how John makes Jane a victim. You might want to take some notes. This is Jane. She works hard and tries to save her money in the bank. She just sat down at her desk to check her email. She is hoping to get an update about a pair of shoes she ordered and she can't wait to get them. In fact, she already told her friends on Facebook to check out this site because they teamed up with PayPal to get her a huge discount. John, a cybercriminal, has created a personalized attack to steal her PayPal credentials and send it to her email. All John has to do after that is wait for Jane. It doesn't take long. Now, scanning through her emails, she sees a message from PayPal saying, "Urgent, unauthorized access to your account." Suddenly, a wave of fear and panic sweeps over her. The first thing she thinks of is that her checking account is connected to PayPal. She opens the message. Jane knows to be careful of email scams, but she is very concerned at this point. She quickly checks the from address. It looks good. She didn't notice the extra L on PayPal. She checks the link to see where it will take her. It also looks right, but again, she failed to notice the extra L on PayPal. Always think twice before interacting with an email, because once you click, you cannot take it back. Now, Jane is really worried because this email seems legitimate. In a panic, she clicks the link. When it opens, she checks the address bar. She knows any PayPal site would be secure. She sees the secure padlock. Jane is now greeted with the familiar login page. It looks exactly right because it is. The criminal copied it. Jane types in her username and her password and clicks log in. But then something weird happens. The login page reloads and is blank, like she never logged in. Like there was a glitch or something and there is a message saying that it must have been an error. But that was not the case at all. It was just a way to fool her. Since John, the cybercriminal that is at the other end, owns the fake website with the secure padlock, he gets his notification that she has tried to log in. At that point, Jane has technically just handed over her credentials to him. So after stealing Jane's PayPal credentials, he then redirects her to the real PayPal page so she won't notice what happened. She sees her dashboard and everything is normal. She can't seem to find anything wrong. As far as Jane knows, the website must have glitched, so she still doesn't suspect anything. Since everything looks okay to her, she closes the window and goes back to look for that update about the shoes she ordered. Once he steals her credentials, he transfers all of Jane's money to his account. Now, John thinks it's time to find another victim. So that's how spear phishing works. Learn from Jane and John. Be a victor, not a victim. Here are some mistakes made by Jane that you should avoid. Number 1. She posted too much of her personal information on social media. To reduce your chances of being a target of a spear phishing attack and a victim, it would be wise not to post too much of your personal information on social media. Number 2. She didn't notice the extra L on the PayPal domain on multiple occasions. Take your time to carefully check the spelling of the domain name and the from address of any emails that you receive. Number 3. She was fooled by the secure padlock. If she only knew the secure padlock simply means that an SSL certificate has been installed, and that can be installed by anyone. The secure padlock alone doesn't mean you are on a legitimate website. When you see the secure padlock, it only means that the data you submitted is encrypted. So be careful. Always check to make sure you are on the real website. If you believe you have submitted your credentials to a fake website, immediately change your password. This way, if a hacker tries to log into your account or is already logged in, they will not be able to access it or will be automatically kicked out. In the event that your password ends up in a cybercriminal's hands, it is highly recommended that you enable a secondary security measure which is well known as two-factor authentication, 2FA. This prevents them from logging into your account, because when 2FA is activated, a one-time code is sent to your mobile device, ensuring that only you can log in. Thanks for watching, and don't be afraid to go back and watch it again if you missed anything. It's time to take a quiz to see if you learned how to spot a spear phishing attack. And always remember that your awareness of cybersecurity is your best defense.